do you manage your self-talk?
Well, first of all, before answering, I tell you thank you, Dan, for doing this. These are beautiful, fantastic interviews, and I hope that you will continue over and over. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I appreciate it.
Really, it has to be said. So, shout out to Dan. And what was the question again? Was
How do you manage your self-talk?
So, how do I manage self-talk? What I notice is that often, more and more, can I swear here?
However you wish, my friend.
Yeah, I say shut the fuck up to myself, to myself, not to myself, to the thoughts. Yeah. And I remember that I mentioned that to a friend years ago, because now it's a while that I do that. And at the time she told me something like, "Oh no, you should stay in the heart, blah blah blah." Whatever. For me, it works, in the sense that. I'm not saying that for everyone is the same, but in my case, when I find this insistence of blah 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 in the mind, and I don't want it and I don't need it, and I really see that this is bringing me nowhere, I really shout inside, "Shut the fuck up!" Really like that, yeah. And then I start to think about what I want to think, and it works, because if I was too afraid to use swearing words, it would be another mindfuck for me. So it's
so abrupt that it actually cuts through the noise and allows you to focus on.
Yeah. My intention was from many years to make my real voice as louder as possible. Yeah, the inner voice, because there's so much going on. Sometimes I'm thinking of stuff that I don't even know, like things about before we were we were joking about the French Revolution or something, right? I'm thinking about French Revolution or stuff I don't even know about. How I capture stuff, and then there's only one way to erase that for me, is just say shut the fuck up, really, firmly, and then from that point on I decide, okay, I was thinking about that, let's just do that. No disturb, no interaction. The more I do that, the more my inner voice becomes louder, and all the rest chit chat, it becomes more and more soft. Basically, just fade away. Yeah.
How do you self-motivate?
Wow, this is cool. So, for example, 2 days ago, there's a video on YouTube that says wake up in 10 seconds or something like that, and I played it in the very first morning, and he say, in 10 seconds you are gonna wake the fuck up, something like that. 10, 9, and when you are still there in the bed, and this gentle sensation, I could stay a bit more, 8, 7, and I say fuck it, I stand up, and I start to do push-ups, 20 push-ups. And so that's the best way that was a great way to motivate me. When I'm not motivated for some reason, I feel, I don't have much energy because I've been working too much, I've been doing too many things, or my mood is not ideal. What do I do to motivate myself? Well, I don't know really. I think every situation is different, So I try to tackle what is going on in the moment. If I feel that I don't have much energy, I challenge that and say, you know what, I'm gonna make push-ups, and maybe it's gonna be harder, but at the end I may, if I manage to make them, I prove that there was not really a good reason to not do what I wanted to do. And then from there, I find more motivation. Yeah.
How do you choose your goals? How do you set your goals?
I don't know. I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of visions. I always had. So what I have to do, I have to narrow down the visions. And with my daughter, when I became father almost 6 years ago, I started to have to focus more on something that gives me also money. If I have a project, it has also to give me money, because I need to, a place for her. And so, for example, when my daughter was coming to the world, yeah. So I still didn't have a place at the time. I was kinda squatting. It was a legal squat basically, but anyway, it wasn't really forcing me to work or do anything to really have a sustainable job. So when I knew that I was becoming father, I was very motivated in setting some goals, yeah. And I thought, okay, I love music, I continue with that, and I do my best to find something. So when this woman contacted me and said, okay, I have a nursery, I have a preschool, and I saw your concert, I was coming to your concerts, would you like to make some music for my school? What I did, I said immediately, yes, I'm coming, and I imagined that already like a job. Because when you have an offer like that, sometimes you think, oh, okay, this is a waste of time, she's very far, the school is very far, maybe I'm going there, she's not gonna pay me, what am I gonna do, I don't have enough instruments, blah blah blah. But in that moment, when I was so focused, I said yes, and I did my best to do the best music class that I could. That actually, is the business that I have now, Music I Do, started from that moment. So I went with a little word map. It was a poster at the time, just a poster, and a little car and a few instruments. And we were exploring the world. And then I showed them the kids where the instruments they come from and all that. So they liked it so much, and then it became what is now the Music I Do method. It never would have happened if I would have doubted or like saying, oh, but maybe this is just, maybe she just wants someone to have a little class, she's not even gonna pay me, and so on. So the question was, how do you set your goals?
In the broader context of long-term goal setting, yeah.
And I don't know if I really answered to that, really.
The addition of a child into one's life is extraordinary for narrowing your focus and really driving towards your goals, because now it's not just you, it's your child that you're supporting.
Yeah. And you said it, now narrowing your options, basically.
Yeah.
That I said it even, so I did answer to that, yeah. So it's narrowing your options. And the daughter, as you said, is having a son or a daughter is making you choose fastly, in life, and choosing money also, choosing something that is also making them having a better life. So stopping to put yourself at the center, because sometimes, when I put myself on the center too much, I end up doing some bullshit. Because, for example, I go to an event to play because I look cool there, maybe because there are many, chicks, or maybe because there's a lot of nice people and they film you, you have a good picture, you have a good video, and you look really smart and all that, but then they don't even pay you, But if I put my daughter before me, I say, no, I need money because the money they go towards the rent for a place that I have because of her. So that's it.
I clearly need to get a daughter from somewhere. Answers on a postcard or in the comments section.
From somewhere, yeah. By the way, this is me.
That's a pretty rock and roll mug,
thank
my
you,
friend.
Kaya. Kaya made this for me, as I was telling you before.
Shout out to Kaya. Link in the description.
Yeah.
How do you nurture your friendships?
Listening to them, really. Like, when you have this chit chat conversation, can be on the phone or can be live, And it is very simple. You really listen. You become really curious about their life, and it goes really well with the thing we were saying before. Because if you are too much concerned about your things, then you are not really there, present, and you are not really listening, and you are not really curiously interested about anything else than yourself. So you can't really give the most precious gift that you can give, that is your attention to anyone. So when I feel that I don't hear from a friend since a long time, I just send a vocal message, for example, or I call. And then I like to have some moments where I can invite them over. For my birthday, for example, I try to really remember to all the friends I have in my life. But it's about really listening presently and be curious, genuinely curious to how are they doing, basically.
I can testify, for want of a better word, to the amount of people that attend your what have become, quite frankly, legendary birthday parties. Just the hundreds of people. I mean, there's always a ton of people that turn up. So, I like that. It's clearly working. How do you?
Thank you. You have been also previously in the Finsbury Park. You remember the one in Finsbury Park?
God, now you're testing my memory, mate.
That place with just drums everywhere around. You enter and you.
Of course.
Yeah, that was cool as well.
That epic nighttime jam session.
Yeah.
We filled the whole hut with people and music.
With that speaker I told you before, with those lights. Basically they were children lights for the children parties. Basically, that's it. So there were drums and lights. That's it.
In some sense, maybe that's all one needs for a happy, meaningful life.
Yeah.
Cue the drums and the lights.
Yeah, maybe some drinks and food, it helps as well. And something else as well.
Yeah, now we're into that kind of territory. How do you have the tough conversations when they need to be had?
Live, face to face, with the interested person. I'm not really a fan of dealing with things on the chats and stuff like that. And I noticed that in the last years with this social media that became more and more like a social trend. Yeah, everyone is used to use the social media every day, many hours. Then I've seen some conversation maybe on Facebook or stuff that people, they try to resolve things online, but for me this is absurd. Like, even who cares if you just deal, why should other people get involved? So for me it's really like dealing with the person face to face and calling the person and meeting. The best option is really going and face to face. If you can't, you just call. I'm not perfect. I'm not saying perfect. This is just my favorite way. And when I was living in a Osho community, 2010, 2011, it was really good because they were inviting you to challenge yourself and going in an uncomfortable space, because of course it's easier to pretend that nothing is going on or talk bad about somebody to somebody else, instead of facing the person. Of course it's easier, but we were invited to, if you have a problem with someone, just go and tell, of course not to offend and scream. You try to tune in and say the things really firmly, but from here. And it normally works. It doesn't work the old times, but it normally does, most of the times,
How do you deal with loss?
How do I deal with loss? Pretty well, in a sense. I had, good friends living, and maybe I have a quick cry, not because I decide, oh, I'm gonna have a quick cry and then I cry and it's no, it's because it just happened like that. Very intense, but it's normally lasting just few minutes or not even, some minutes, and then I'm pretty fine, and I even when I go to the funeral or things, I feel pretty okay. I don't get into this sadness, and in a way it's also, well, it is because for some reason I'm sure that after this life with the physicality, with the body, this is not the end basically, but I have to say that I never really lose someone too close, like family related, so you never know, I'm not saying, who knows in the future. Up to now it was like this, the fact of having had these confirmations even through dreams that after this life this is not the end. I feel more relaxed about that. I try not to avoid the tears if they come, but normally they don't last too long. Yeah.
How do you fall in love with life?
Haha. Ta-ra-ta-ta-ta-ra. How do I fall in love?
Da-da-da-da, boom.
Yeah. With crazy ideas. Often is with crazy ideas. Yeah, like do you remember ta-ra-ta-ta-ta-ra, the Oneness challenge? 67. I remember that morning, yeah. I swear, I woke up. You remember the very first one? What was it? It was simple. It was just make a song, I think, and then select other 3 people.
That's right.
I woke up, and I had that idea like so clear in my mind. I said, "Fuck, I have to do it. I have to do it." Yeah. And these things they make me feel good. Or playing on stage. I really love that. I really love music, of course. When you play music and you just don't think you are really there.
We know all about that every Sunday.
Yeah, we know that. And travels, even though I don't really travel as much anymore since my daughter is there. I like it, but I may go soon to Luxembourg for a gig, and yeah, it's really nice. I love that. You know what? Is reconsidering things. Yeah, maybe I've been stuck with one idea all life, and then suddenly I say, "Oh, let's change." I don't know. I never liked sweet potatoes, and then I just one day I say, "Now I'm gonna try, and maybe I'm gonna like it." Just a stupid example, but reconsidering things, changing, unexpected, bringing unexpected things in my life, basically. Yeah. And that's you said that was the last one.
That was the last question. I was just going to add, having been to one of your live music performances, and having felt the tour de force of love that you just give out from the stage, it is pretty clear how deeply you are in love with that process.
Thank you, bro. It was great to see also how you enjoyed that gig, to the point that you made a video and you mentioned us a lot. So good. Yeah, thank you.
I look forward to the next one.
Another reason why I should say to everyone, subscribe. Yeah, subscribe. This is a great channel, and it's gonna grow more and more. Also because you're gonna subscribe.
Much love, brother. Alex, thank you for sharing your life lessons.
Oh, bless you, Dan.